Hello and welcome to all of you tuned in live. This is TMH English Daily News. Our headlines today: a commission established by the Tigrai Regional State Council to study the Tigray genocide has gone operational. Uhuru has echoed UN's call for urgent truce within Ethiopia. And Italy seizes all types of activities envisaged by its defense cooperation agreement with Ethiopia. Moving on to our main news for today, a commission established by the Tigray Regional State Council to study the genocide committed on the people of Tigray has gone operational. All Tigrayans have been called to collaborate with and support the commission that will in fact investigate the document and the genocide that's been perpetrated by Abiy Ahmed's government. Temnit Bayru has more on this story, presented by Tigray Television.
The Commission of Inquiry on the Tigray Genocide was established recently following the decision by Tigray's Regional Council designated what happened in Tigray as a genocide. Speaker of the Council, Rufael Shifarrao, told a stakeholders consultative meeting that the main goal of the ongoing war is to eliminate the people of Tigray from the face of the earth through war and starvation, siege and blockade, as well as incessant drone attacks and airstrikes, if possible, to cow them into submission. He called on all Tigrayans, wherever they live, to support the study and documentation effort of the Commission. The task requires concerted effort by the leadership of all institutions, scholars, and other sections of society. I believe the Commission will play a pivotal role in coordinating and leading these efforts. Proper scientific study and documentation of the genocide perpetrated on the people of Tigray in the last 15 months will have huge significance. Commissioner of the Commission, Yamana Zar'ai, on his part of the Commission, is tasked with coordinating the investigation and documentation of all kinds of atrocity crimes committed on the people of Tigray in a holistic way, with integrity and, as much as possible, expeditiously. We will gather evidence and data of each and every atrocity and crime perpetrated against us, and this will be done across the width and breadth of Tigray, in places where Tigrayans live in the country and beyond. As the task covers wide areas and complex situations involving legal and technical issues, it should be carried out in a way that is plausible to us and the world.
ይህ ለመፈጸም የሁሉም ትግራይ ግዴታ ቢሆንም የትግራይ ጄኖሳይድ አጥኚ ኮሚሽን ስራውን በዋናነት ይሰራል።
The consultative meeting deliberated on the nature and trends of international crimes, the responsibilities, structure, and operations of the Commission, among others.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has appealed to all parties involved in this ongoing conflict in Ethiopia to cease all hostilities. In a statement on Wednesday, the president said that Kenya concurs with the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres' call for a ceasefire and a pave way for negotiation. Uhuru says the ongoing conflict continues to rob and deprive the people of Ethiopia the dignity and the honor inherently interwoven in the culture and the civilizations of this great nation. He also added that the promise of a peaceful, secure, and a stable Ethiopia will only be realized by the ability of all parties in Ethiopia to surmount challenges in ways that are both sustainable and acceptable to all of the people of Ethiopia. Indeed, an all-inclusive national dialogue conducted in the spirit of compromise and accommodation will go a long way in easing the burden of conflict to the all-affected communities throughout Ethiopia, said again the Kenyan president. In related news, President Uhuru Kenyatta and President Paul Kagame affirmed commitment to work together to find lasting solutions to conflicts within Ethiopia, Sudan, South Sudan, and Somalia included. Detained Tigrayans, members of the Ethiopian Air Force, has expressed their plight. The Tigrayans, who are in fact incarcerated by the Ethiopian government because of their identity alone, said that their safety is under extreme threat and that they're exposed to daily injustices. They have called on the international community to come to their rescue. Italy says it seized all types of activities envisaged by the Defense Cooperation Agreement with Ethiopia. Italy's Ministry of Defense, Lorenzo Guerini, said the decision was made in the light of a deteriorating situation in Tigray region. Based on the agreement signed on the 10th of April 2019, The Italian Defense Ministry had launched a cooperation project with Ethiopia, in particular in the technical, operational, and training aspects of the defense sector, in order to provide the counterpart with the institutional tools for counterterrorism. Guruni, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said the international cooperation upon the outbreak of the conflict gave a negative opinion to the requests for authorizations of exports of any armament or dual-use material to Ethiopia, not being able to exclude the risk of using the context of ongoing hostilities. In line with the position of the European Union, the Minister of Defense said Italy strongly supports the full and immediate cessation of hostilities and the total withdrawal of the Eritrean troops from Ethiopia's soil, as well as the full and safe and unconditional humanitarian access to the regions that have been most affected by this conflict. Italy has also urged to compliance with the international humanitarian law, the conclusion of transparent and independent investigations into serious violations and abuses of human rights that have taken place, and Italy called for the urgent launch of a process of national, effective, and an inclusive dialogue to take place. Tigrai's Center of Agriculture Research says the region's modern agriculture has been systematically destroyed by the perpetrators of genocide on Tigrai. Director of the center, Iyasu Abraha, said Tigrai's modern agriculture and centers of agriculture research that were developed in over 2 decades have been systematically destroyed by the Ethiopian and Eritrean forces and the Amhara expansionists. These forces particularly targeted the development corridors in the southern and western zones, which were the hubs of the region's modern agriculture. Abraha Kidanamariam, head of the Tigrai's Agriculture Transformation Agency, on his part said the region's agriculture has plummeted downwards and inputs are unavailable due to the ongoing blockade, and the warehouses for select seeds have been looted as well. Both officials said the destruction of Tigrai's agriculture is part of the ongoing genocide taking place on the people of Tigrai. Ethiopian Human Rights Commission says Karayu Gada leaders' killing constitutes extrajudicial killings by security forces. The Ethiopian Human Rights Commission today released a report on the killings of the Karayu Gada Mishili's leaders on the 1st of December last year. The commission said that there's reasonable ground to believe that the killing of the 14 members of the Gada leaders constitutes quote-unquote extrajudicial killings by the security forces. It also urged that the members of the security forces who committed the killings should be brought to justice and that the victims and the families of the victims should be compensated as well. The report chronicled the events beginning from the November 30th, 2021, where 11 police officers were killed and at least 17 others were injured in an attack by an unidentified gunman in Haro Kersag Kabela, who were on their way back to Metara town from work. The report continued on the 1st of December 2021. The government security forces arrived at the seat of Karayu Abagadas and the members of the Jilla as well as the Tuti Kabela to search for the suspects and arrested 39 members of their leadership. The report detailed that the 39 members of the leaders who were arrested by security forces, 16 were taken to the woods, a place called Chabialone, and 14 of them were shot dead outside. After listing the names of the 14 Gada leaders who were in fact killed, the report mentioned that 2 people managed to escape into the bushes, and the report underlined that the Gada leaders were brutally murdered while they were under the custody of the government of security forces. That concludes our news for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.